Disbarred attorney, convicted murderer Alec Murdaugh back in the courtroom this afternoon for a sentencing hearing in Beaufort County. Murdaugh has been sentenced to 27 years on state financial crimes charges. It comes after he pleaded guilty to financial crimes last week. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Carolyn Murray.
We're glad you're here with us. I'm Erin Morgan. We have team coverage this afternoon following Murdaugh's appearance in court. I'll be breaking down the victim's powerful testimonies. And News 2's Raymond Owens joining us live from Beaufort County, telling us what Murdaugh said while addressing the court. And
Raymond, you've been inside that courtroom all afternoon. Tell us the latest.
I did. It was a long afternoon as victims talked about what the impact was on their lives to having what amounts to a total of about $8.5 million of their money stolen by Alec Murdaugh. And Judge Newman, just in the past hour, accepted that guilty plea that was part of the accepted the sentence that was part of that guilty plea of 27 years in prison. Murdaugh will have to serve at least 85% of that, or 23.5 years. Now, this morning, prosecutor Creighton Waters spent about an hour and a half just going over the 22 crimes Murdaugh pleaded guilty to. And there were actually a total of 101 total charges he faced. Waters says they estimate that he stole more than $8.5 million from clients and law partners. Victim Jordan Jinks spoke to Murdaugh during victim impact statements today, and then Murdaugh addressed the court at length, speaking for more than half an hour. He spoke directly to victims, including Jinks, calling Jinks JJ. He said he agreed with most of what he said, except for one important thing. Murdaugh was adamant that he said he would never, ever hurt his wife Maggie or his son Paul.
My wife loved you, and you are absolutely right about everything you said, but you are dead wrong about one thing, and I would never hurt Maggie, and I would never hurt Paul. And it is important to me that you know that, because she did love you, and I hope you know that. And I hope you know that I mean what I say here today.
And now, of course, Murdaugh is serving 2 life sentences right now for being convicted of murdering his wife and son earlier this year. Now, Murdaugh is next scheduled to be in court for a hearing to determine whether or not those murder convictions could be vacated, because his lawyers say that there's issues regarding the clerk of court in Colleton County and how she may or may not have interfered with jurors. But right now we don't have a judge appointed for that hearing, and we don't have a date of that hearing as well. We do want to have more information about the victims and hear more from the victims in today's hearing. Let's go ahead and go now to Erin Morgan. Erin?
Raymond, thank you. That's right. Also during the hearing, we heard powerful testimony from multiple people who were the target of Alec Murdaugh's financial crimes. Family, friends of Alec Murdaugh, former clients he represented, and several of their attorneys confronted Murdaugh directly in the courtroom today, the first time since he pleaded guilty to the financial charges. Attorney Ronnie Richter pointed out while many of these people have been called victims, they should instead be referred to as prey because they were targeted by Murdaugh at their most vulnerable points. Many shared testimony of how they went to Alec Murdaugh for help or in a time of need, and instead were taken advantage of by Alec Murdaugh and stolen from, including Jordan Jinks, like Raymond mentioned, a former family friend who grew up with Alec Murdaugh.
Judge, I need you to know, I'm not crying because of what he stole from me. I'm crying for what he did to everybody in the suit. These kids, these people dying. I didn't want to come up here and bash you, but I gotta ask you, what kind of animal are you?
And we also heard powerful testimony from several others who were the target of Alec Murdaugh's financial crimes. We'll have more on what they had to say in the courtroom coming up on News 2 at 5 and at 6. And for more information about Alec Murdaugh's appearance today in court, it's on our website, counton2.com.